Hello, it is our privilege today to be able to introduce Automated Auto Care to all of you. Before we dive into what this application is all about, let's meet our team.
Hi, my name is Emma Shannon. I worked mainly on gluing the front end and back end together, as well as gluing in external resources such as Firebase for notifications and Google OAuth for login.
My name is Braden Campbell. I worked on the full stack portion of this application, as well as the deployment and development builds for the application, making sure that we're all using the same environment.
Hi, my name is Austin Poach. I worked on the back end, our pipeline, and our cloud infrastructure.
Hi, I'm Griffin. I primarily worked in the front end, building custom components and assembling custom components to give us the app that we are going to see today.
So what is Automated Auto Care? Automated Auto Care is a mobile application to help you keep track of your vehicle's maintenance. By doing so, you will find that you are keeping yourself safe and others safe on the road as well. By staying up to date on your tire rotations, you'll have better traction on the road, so you won't go slipping and sliding during the icy months of the year. You will find that you're no longer trying to figure out when you need to get your oil changed or when other maintenance items that may slip your mind may need to be done. There's no more writing it down in a notebook or keeping track of it in some other way. It's compartmentalized into our application, and it will send you reminders so that you don't have to keep track of everything yourself anymore. Whether you just got your first car, whether you're a mom and dad driving your kids around, whether you're a race car driver that needs to replace their brakes all the time because you're taking those corners a little bit too tough, this application is for you.
All right, I'm going to be running over the application as a typical user, that being a car owner. So I'm going to log in using my Google account, which is very convenient. Then I'm going to be presented with the Add Car screen. So I just bought a new car. It's a Toyota GR86, and I'm going to just hit that Add Car button to start filling things out to get it added. I'll be taken to this form. I'll fill out the year, the make, the model. I'm buying a used GR86, so I'm going to type in the odometer reading, and I'm going to give my best guess on my average weekly mileage. Cool, I added my car. I get to see the Toyota logo, so it's mine, and I named it my car. So here, I'll be able to, as a user and a car owner, be able to check what cars I have. Right now I only have this GR86, and I'll be able to see any up-to-date, any maintenance tasks. And on this home page, we could see that there's one coming up soon in 718 miles. But if we click on the vehicle card button, we'll be taken to the maintenance list. So cool, I get to see all my maintenances. I just added this car, and it's calculated how many miles are left on each of these maintenances. Sweet. Now none of my maintenances are due, so I'm going to keep driving my car. Let's say I drove my car and I come back and I update the odometer reading with this edit button here. Awesome, I could see that I am behind and need to do some of these maintenances. So I go and do the maintenances, and then I'm going to swipe them off and complete them. Then they'll be updated down below. Awesome. My tire rotation, it's a GR86, so I'm drifting it a lot. So I'm going to want to rotate my tires more frequently. So I'll change that down to 200 miles. I'll also be able to delete a maintenance item, or create one actually. I'm going to check the headlights on my car because I want them to be nice and clean. And the app lets me create my own maintenances if I feel that the ones provided to me aren't sufficient. I'm going to go back to the car list screen. And I'm going to edit some of my car details. Let's say I got the average weekly mileage wrong, or I just want to update the odometer from the car list page and not the maintenance list screen itself. I could do that right here super easily, open up my phone, and on the first page, I could edit these things. Now as a user, it's really nice. I could edit this average weekly mileage because it will update the progress of my tasks automatically without having to manually update my odometer reading. And let's say I crashed my car and it's gone, I could delete it and add more cars if I want to. Another aspect of our application is community-driven data. This is mostly used with fleet management of cars and new users. So here we could see that we have a fleet of Teslas, and all these Teslas have been created, and they all started with an oil change and didn't include a check headlights maintenance task. However, we edited all of them to delete this oil change and have the check headlights maintenance task. So we're going to do that for one more. And once we have done that with the fourth one, we're going to add a new Tesla. And then we'll be able to see that these maintenances came already with a new Tesla added. And this will be for all future users adding that specific make and model of that Tesla.
Our front-end technologies consisted of React Native and Expo for the frameworks, TypeScript for the language, and Storybook to help create and test custom components. We also used Google OAuth for authentication and logging in, and Firebase to receive notifications from the backend. On the backend, we used Node.js as our framework and TypeScript as the language. We also used Express.js for our HTTP requests, our REST API, and started to move into using Nest.js, which allowed us to use more strict types. And we were able to use Swagger for documentation, and we connected to CarMD API for information about cars, stuff like models and makes. For our database, we used MySQL and Prisma as an ORM for migrations. And then we also used Firebase to send notifications to the front end. We also set up an infrastructure. We used Terraform to create an AWS config. And then we had a GitLab CI/CD pipeline that would build a Docker image of our application and push it to AWS to be launched automatically.
In conclusion, I would just like to go over our feature list so that you can walk away from this video completely understanding what our application will do for you. The first feature we have is the ability to add a vehicle at whatever odometer you so choose, so that you can add vehicles you've had for years or brand new ones. The next feature I would like to go over is the ability to complete maintenance tasks, so that as you complete those tasks in real life, you can complete them in the app and stay on top of your maintenance. The next feature we have is the ability to edit, delete, or add maintenance tasks, so that the maintenance tasks in the application can become specific to your vehicle's needs. We also have the feature of automatic daily odometer updates, so that whether or not you open the app, the odometer for your vehicles will update based on the average weekly mileage for that vehicle, so that it will stay in sync with the odometer on your car. We also have the feature of notifications when the mileage for any specific maintenance task dip below a certain point, so that we can make sure you understand that your maintenance tasks need to be completed soon. The last feature I would like to go over is community-driven data, which ensures that over time, as users interact with our application, our information for our vehicles will become more and more accurate, and so that users can have the best experience possible. And just on behalf of the team, we would like to say thank you for watching this video and taking interest in our application, and we hope that you enjoy.